I started to save on Football Manager as a tiny club called Taunton Town that had just reached the 6th Division of England. That's right here on the ladder. After getting them to the Premier League, the club invited me to attend a match and meet the team. A bunch of people joined me, the match was wild, but first, I had to actually drive to Southwest England. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into, like the fact that Taunton actually isn't that small. It has all the things normal English cities have. Old stuff and clowns. But by far the hardest part was getting to the stadium itself.
I'm about to get lost. Now, if I can remember what side of the road I'm on. It took us 2 years to get promoted from the 6th tier, 2 years to get promoted from the 5th tier, another year from the 4th. We won the 3rd. It took 4 years to get out of the championship. And now we're in the Premier League. And now we're also here. So let's go. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Signet.
Thank you. It looks fantastic.
It is a beauty.
Theater of Dreams.
Absolutely.
I'm dreaming tonight. Tour?
Let's go, shall we?
Cool.
Nice one. So, home is this one over here. We'll start in there.
Dressing rooms. You've got to die to get 3 points! All right, sorry. You were saying.
I'd be pretty riled up by that, to be fair. This is the home dressing room. This is where the magic happens. Rob Dre and the lads obviously come in here, get changed and ready for the game.
Here we have tonight's tactics.
Which is just hope. Hope.
So it's been a good season though, overall.
It's been a fantastic season. You look at who we are, we're just little old Taunton. This is the highest level that we've ever played at. For us to be safe, incredible. It's been a season of learning, really, what it takes to be competitive in this league, but we've done it. Like, we've been competitive. We're here for another year. So this is the sort of biggest seated area that we've got. It's more of a quiet area almost, where people come to sit and watch football, which is an almost alien concept to me. I don't think I'd be able to sit here and watch a game sort of quietly.
But this is all a very foreign concept to me, obviously. Coming from the US, we don't have any of these local clubs and anything, and me ending up here is very cool. But what was the first time that you heard of me playing with Taunton? Because you guys were right on top of it. It's like I started the save, and then all of a sudden, the social media accounts of Taunton were just on it.
So, I mean, I've known of you for a while, and then I think it was literally been streaming for about 5 minutes, and our little group chat was going, we've got Zealand. Because we were trying to talk, we were like, right, who do we approach to say, please use us in Football Manager this year? And you did all that work for us.
So what was the players' reaction when you brought it up?
They were aware of it only because I'd gone on to them so much about how I don't have to download a mod to play as Taunton in Football Manager this year. We're just in the game. Nick Grimes, our captain, I think within about 10 minutes of us being in your chat, was like, if this guy sells me, he's not allowed to come to the Signet. And then I think about 10 minutes later, he had left the club. So Nick wasn't best pleased. I think Joe Guest was another one that was like, he's got rid of me. And it's like, well, yeah, but you're not very good in the game. But it's okay, Joe, you're very good in real life. Yeah, I mean, a few of them were on board with it. I think Nick McCooty, he had no idea until about 4 weeks ago, really, about it at all, which, when you think about...
Well, that's great. So the guys that were paying attention, I sold immediately, and then the guy I'm not paying attention to, Nick McCooty, scores 51 goals.
I mean, he knows this is happening today.
Right.
I still don't know if he knows anything about it, bless him.
Where are we headed next?
I think we'll head up to the Travis Perkins end and show you sort of the view that we usually get from the first half.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This wasn't just special because it was my adopted virtual club. This was also my first ever non-league English game, and Jake was providing me with my non-league education.
It's not sit down for the whole game and you can't move once you're there. We'll start this half, and then when we're shooting down the other end at half time, everyone will switch over. So you're always behind the goal that you're shooting into, so you can always celebrate the goals with the players. For a club that's quite small, really, the following and the fans that we have here, incredible. So this is the...
halftime pit stop.
Yeah, pretty much, the bar. Would you like to come and see what we've won in the past? So this is almost like a church at halftime. It's where everybody comes religiously. Over in the corner here, we have a whole bunch of things that we have gone and won. We're a little club, but there's some history there. But yeah, I mean, that is the signet.
We wanted to hang out with the team as much as possible, but Taunton is actually a semi-professional club. Trainings are few and far between, and most of the players don't even live in Taunton. They have to drive in the day of the game.
Fortunately, we were able to catch up with the lads for a few hours. The lads! Ugh. I was able to ask them what they thought their attributes were.
It's 4 high, it's 4 bad.
I was able to meet my football manager hero. Yeah, well, we had better chemistry.
Yeah.
And that coach that you just met a few moments ago, he quizzed me and told me if I could be the next Will Still because of football manager. Do you
It'll
think?
be a yes or no.
Well, it's good. Decisiveness.
Absolutely.
I'm taking notes. Or not. But those videos are coming out in a couple of days. Right now, it's about living the dream.
And that dream specifically was watching a couple of incredibly nice people seductively paint lines on a field and get the food trucks ready for a raucous crowd. Oh look, there's Jack Bycroft. That guy left me after 1 season, so then I signed him and cut him years later as revenge. I probably shouldn't tell him that. And hey, that's Lee Lucas. He was a star for me for years. And he's next to Ross Stern, a versatile frontman who definitely had more hair in his football manager picture. But I'm definitely not one to talk. Oh look, I definitely just can't do that. But amazingly, just an hour or so after the players arrived, it was time to get ready for game time. The crowd filed in, the anticipation built for what I learned was something of a rivalry with Weymouth, and my anticipation grew as Coach Rob Dre offered to have me in the dugout for the first 15 minutes. I was an assistant coach for my football manager team in real life. I took up shelter in a suspiciously sturdy brick enclosure on the touchline to take in my first ever non-league match with my beloved Taunton Town Peacocks, already guaranteed safety in the 6th tier. Their opponents, Weymouth, were not so lucky and would be relegated unless they won this game. I was told a familiar story of a match a few years ago, the time and place seemingly insignificant, where Weymouth won unjustly over our brave warriors in purple, which added some extra pepper to this latest opportunity at revenge. I thought it was just a story, but the intensity of the match from the opening minute was apparent. The extra pepper for me came from my loudmouth on Twitter, where I had claimed to be dressing for Weymouth's downfall. The Weymouth faithful, as is their British duty, threatened me physical harm, prompting security to be on high alert on my behalf from the moment I left the touchline. This would happen sooner rather than later, as a defensive breakdown right in front of my post on the bench, for which I surely was to blame, allowed Weymouth to score in front of their now lubricated supporters. A second defensive breakdown moments later put the whole bench on high alert as Weymouth found a second goal to take an unlikely 2-0 lead. Out of superstition, I left the bench in shame.
So I've got terrible news. I seem to be a very bad influence. They're losing 2-0. And I feel like if I leave, they're going to do better. Probably. That's what he thinks, yeah.
With the security guard's endorsement, I headed out amongst the crowd to awkwardly find my standing position amidst a bunch of people who were wondering why I was being followed around. Taunton responded to the injustice of 2 Weymouth goals with a wave of pressure, including Ross Stern's audacious half volley that would have completed our whole video for us.
Okay, we're making moves now, which is great because I thought I was a bad influence. Ross Stern just had like a side-footed volley that almost went in. All the pressure's coming towards us.
And just as I ordered up for my cherished YouTube narrative, Dylan Morgan laced one into the bottom corner to bring Taunton back within 1. I'm pretty sure I cut him after 1 season. Maybe I shouldn't have.
We just scored. Come on! That's what I'm talking about. I'm not bad luck, finally. It's 2-1 in the first half. My heart can't take it. Yeah, let's see if the boys can get it done.
Anticipation was building. Physicality was rising. Then we hit halftime. I got a local cider and caught up with other people that only knew Taunton from my video game escapades, and we dug in for a second half where surely, Taunton would complete the fairy tale comeback. It didn't start well. A burst of pace down the left wing set up a tap-in for Weymouth to go back up 2, thoroughly souring my otherwise wonderful local cider. Apparently it's the pride of the Somerset area, but I was worried my lack of beer might be considered an insult to local tradition. Anyways, an injury crisis and compact schedule began to produce tired legs for Taunton. Long faces were the order of the day, and soon the only thing left was intensity. I came to learn this was another staple of non-league. That fabled unjust defeat seemingly repeating itself once again, both teams set about taking nice hard shots at each other, both sure the other side had started it. Weymouth partook in another classic lower league tradition, parking the proverbial bus in front of the goal. With good reason. A win would keep them alive. Taunton provided a last-gasp moment of frenzy after Ollie Chamberlain was fouled debatably outside the box. The ref wasn't making any friends anyways. The ensuing free kick went back and forth like the game itself, until just like Taunton's chances, it was eventually cleared away. The fairy tale was over. Weymouth was still alive, and like any great coach, I was called to the post-game press conference to explain what went wrong, or something.
Not the result that we were looking for. How have you found the day?
It's not just my first game here. It's my first game in non-league of any kind, and it was awesome. The environment was fantastic, even in the loss. The fact that the team is safe, the fact that I picked a team that had never been this high before, and had success, and that the team's having success in real life too is great. The signet has emptied out, and I'm so thankful I picked this club. Awesome people around it, and so cool. I can't wait to do it again. And I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for Taunton for welcoming me the way that the town did, and just being a great club with great people around it. This was cool. This was a special night. It was a special night. Coach Rob,
Zealand.
could I be the next Will Still?